What's up YouTube, this is Arlyoshi as usual. I'm Max bringing you more Let's Play Asagao Academy, Normal Boots Club. It is good to finally be back at this. I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about. It hasn't been 2 months or anything. I don't remember what happened last time, except bird flew around the room, and we bought the bird. That came first. I don't quite know anything else about what happened, and I don't know what's going to happen next, so let's just get to it. Hana, wake up! I was supposed to, save some pork or something for you, wasn't I? I was jolted awake by Mai, who stood in her volleyball uniform, duffel bag at her side and fury on her face. This is a great way to start things off after being gone for a couple months.
What the hell?
Yeah, close enough. I blinked rapidly, the rest of the room coming into rough focus. The mess on the floor, the cotton everywhere, Mai's things spread all over. Oh? Oh? Is that all you have to say? I hung my head, trying to keep tears from streaming down my face yet again. My eyes were raw enough as it was. For the first time since entering the room, Mai seemed to realize something was wrong. Wait, are you okay, Hana? She sat down on the edge of my bed, setting her bag between her feet. I tried to speak, but my throat was shut tight. I swallowed several times to no avail. Finally, Mai stretched an arm out and took my hand in hers. Okay, tell me what happened. You have to. Whatever you've been hiding, it's clear something is up, and I'm super worried about you. Okay, can we finally tell her about John now? I looked at my hand in Mai's, then the torn rabbit piece crumpled next to my pillow. I told John I wouldn't tell anyone. I promised. But now Mai was involved, her things destroyed, and her roommate a mess. She deserves some kind of explanation. But I wasn't sure John would ever forgive me if I betrayed his trust. Oh. Damn it, I've been preaching we need to tell her for so long, and now it's like, now you can choose, and it's like, I don't want Mai to be mad at me, but I also don't want John to be mad at me. It's like, okay, here's my reasoning. Earlier I told PBG about it, and he was able to help John. But if I tell Mai, on one hand, yes, it's like, it's giving her an explanation and she deserves that. But within the context of this being a video game, I don't think it would be particularly helpful because she's not really able to help John. So John might get mad if he finds out that I told her. I'm gonna coin flip for it. Sorry, Mai. Mai, I really want to tell you what happened, but I can't. Seeing on the look on her face, I reiterated. I can't. I made a promise. I know that if you had something you wanted me to keep secret, you wouldn't want me to tell anybody, right? I said it out of desperation, hoping she would understand. To my great surprise, Mai seemed caught off guard. Don't get mad, don't get mad. Yeah, you're right. There are things I wouldn't... She trailed off. But are you okay? I nodded slowly. I'm really sorry, Mai. I really, really am. Tears pricked the backs of my eyes, and Mai rubbed my shoulders.
I'll support you.
Hey, shh. It's okay, Hana. Don't worry. Between the two of us, we'll have this mess cleaned up in no time, right? She bounded to her feet, completely restored from her intense anger. Thank God that worked out. Okay. I was worried if I chose to evade it, she would get pissed off at me. I'm glad that they didn't just have Hana go, I can't tell you. Or just make up some sort of obvious lie. Yeah, we'll totally kick this mess's ass! Mai might be quick to jump to conclusions, but she was just as quick to move on from them. A small smile crossed my lips. Right, let's get to work. I had forgotten. I might not have Mr. Bunny anymore, but I had friends now. It wasn't enough to ease the pain of the loss, but it was enough to give me the strength to get out of bed. Whew. Well, that went by better than expected. I'm still not really sure I get it. It was Saturday afternoon, and Maya and I were with Satch in the library, bent over our math notebooks. I mean, it's a logical equation, but when I plug in the numbers, I don't seem to get the same answer as you. What am I doing wrong? Satch chuckled and pointed between my equation and the one in the book. You forgot to copy down these parentheses, so you're doing it out of order. Aw, jeez. You know, it's kind of funny, Hana. You're a natural for strategies and seeing patterns and things, which you think would make you good at math, but it's not that I'm bad at it. I get great grades in it. It's just that, I mean, if I know what the answer is, why do I have to go to all this stupid effort to show my work? And then the results don't match what I thought. Yeah, I'm honestly I'm on that side. I'm on the side with her. Why do you ever need to show your work? As long as you know the answer, you're fine. Especially considering we are in a day and age where there is nobody who cannot easily have access to a calculator, and there is no job I can think of where you are required to do math in your head. Like, why do you need to know how to do it? I mean, okay, why do you need to prove that you know how to do it? I was wondering why there was a whistle for me biting my lip. I bit my lip, not liking how ditzy I felt, but my whistle. You really are a genius. I glanced at Satch's notebook, on which he was scrawling out a complicated algorithm for some kind of machine he was working on. I don't think I'm the genius. Satch looked up and grinned. You two are ridiculous. You'll be right up where I am next year, so don't even act like I'm special or something. I blushed, but Mai rolled her eyes. The day I reach your level is the day Jared actually decides to date me. I winced at her put down, but Mai seemed completely okay with what she just said. She had finally come to terms with the fact that Jared seemed, frankly, uncomfortable around her. Aww. I watched her carefully. Maybe this was exactly what she needed, though. Now she could get to know the actual Jared, instead of the Jared she built up in her head. Although the actual Jared seemed surprisingly fishy to me.
What's going on?
Oh, John! Hey man, what brings you here? I jumped. John appeared behind me, looking distinctly uncomfortable. Hands in his pockets, he gestured towards the door.
Hey.
I was hoping I could speak to you, Hana. I was looking all over for you. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sure. I nodded to Mai and Satch, then followed John out of the library. What's gonna happen? We stepped out into the slightly chilly air. I glanced at the clouds above us, silver ridges lining their edges. Looks like rain. I guess so. John nodded. I wrapped my arms around my body, getting a bit cold. I didn't have the comfortable jacket John did. So I just wanted to apologize for what happened yesterday. I should have stayed with you, or taken the Jacques to my room. I know how you are with birds, so I should have been more careful. No, I'm sorry. I just had this crazy outburst and you had no idea what was going on. And I'm the one who said I could handle it, and I'm the one who let him out of the box. Did I? John chuckled. If you ask me, we're both at fault. John beamed as if somehow both of us being at fault exonerated us. It wasn't exactly what I wanted to hear. But there was no reason it couldn't work like that, so why not? Anyways, I wanted to make it up to you, so how is about we go on a date? Tomorrow. You know, if you wanna, and if you have time, I don't want to put pressure on you or anything. I beamed, clapping my hands together.
Yeah.
Of course I do. I'd love to.
Yeah.
Great! Great, that's awesome! The sun broke through the clouds above us, warming my face. I smiled, stretching my arms out to absorb the sudden light. Photosynthesis activate! What a great day! Something really bad is about to happen. So, about the new Jacques. I'm getting a little nervous. He's a really antsy bird, way more than I anticipated. He's just not as predictable as Jacques was. And now we were on new Jacques. John was apparently completely unable to read moods. I had to tape over the entrance to his birdhouse because he kept trying to eat all of PBG's nachos. I didn't even know birds could eat nachos. They probably couldn't. Well, Jacques was a robot, so... Yeah, they were gonna have to spend a lot of time training him. But there's only 3 weeks until the play and the tournament, and I need to practice for that too. I'm starting to get a little worried is what I'm saying. It doesn't help that I procrastinate the heck out of these kinds of things. The more important, the worse it is. Yeah, preach it. Right here, buddy. Would it help if I trained him too? That way you could have time off to do homework or practice or whatever. John glanced at me in surprise, then chuckled. After everything that happened yesterday, you'd still offer to take over for me? I mean, if it's for you, I don't see the problem. Maybe if we work together, we'll even be able to teach him the old Jacques' robot voice. Oh man, that's a huge weight off my chest. Thank you so much, Hana. John stepped forward as if to hug me, then stopped. Anyways, I gotta head back. Scene painting's happening today. I'm supposed to supervise. Last year they painted boobs and penises all over the set, so... Right, go ahead.
See you later.
I'll come pick you up tomorrow, so be ready. I think this is working out. More or less, barring the fact that we all know full well this bird is not going to work out. John jogged off towards the theater. I cupped my hands around my mouth. And don't you dare dress like Malkovich! John waved at me. Whether that meant he wasn't going to, though, I didn't know. With joy bouncing in my stomach like a squirrel on too much caffeine, I darted back into the library, intent on finishing my homework before the next day. I think, besides the obvious fact that this bird is definitely not going to work out, and the fact that, Jacques is dead, I feel like he could be repaired, and I feel like that's probably how this route is going to end. But besides those two things, I feel like there's not a lot of conflict, and I'm liking that. We pretty much solved everything at the moment. Let me check the journal real quick, just because I'm curious. Current event responsibility. Also, my tournament points meter is maxed out. Is that good? I don't know at what point I stopped reading. New bird, new Jacques, it's great news. Be as safe as Jacques was. I hate that bird. I'm so lucky that Mai's okay with it, even after everything that happened. I'm just so tired. I just want to forget about it all. Even if I hate it, that's not going to do anything to help anybody. John's under so much stress, what with the tournament, Jacques' death, and the play happening all at the same time. If I couldn't swallow my anger now to help him, I couldn't call myself a good girlfriend. Alright. Moving on. It took me several hours to finish all of the homework I accumulated over the past week. So much happened and there was so much to process that I had almost no energy left over to do my work. But my impending date with John gave me the vigor I sorely lacked. Smiling, I boxed my final answer on my math sheet. I'm done. I stretched my arms to the sky as the door opened. Mai, hi, how are you? I'm good. How are you? You're so cheery today. Is it about what John wanted to talk to you about? We're going on a date tomorrow. I'm so happy. Instead of the joy that I expected, Mai's gaze shifted away from me. She looked almost upset. Is it not a good thing? I need water. Hang on. What? No, it's great. I'm glad you're going on a date with John. I know how much you like him. I think. It's just that... Oh, after you and John left, Satch started asking me some questions. He wanted to know whether John was still practicing for the tournament. Apparently he's been skipping out on practice and hasn't been helping anyone prepare. He's told them that he's really busy with the play, but the other guys feel kinda screwed over. He's one of the founders after all. If he's not putting the time in, why should any of them? But that's not fair! It's not? If you and John don't want to tell people what's going on, that's your decision. But you can't be upset when people see your behavior and make assumptions based on what's there. I don't know what's going on, but John is slacking off. That's the truth. John is working really hard right now. He's got his hands completely full. Full enough that he has time to go on a date with you? But that's not fair. I'm just saying, this is what it looks like on the outside. The other guys are getting concerned. I told you and now you know. You can decide what to do with it. What I should do with it? This one, I might coin flip for this one too, but like, okay, I feel like this one, like, getting him to be less stressed is the obvious true or good choice, because basically it's either avoid it or try talking to him about it, and I feel like we're at the point where Hana could easily just kind of back off if John starts getting annoyed. That said, she kind of didn't do that before. You know what? No, it's obvious. Get him to be less stressed. Because, basically it's either avoid it or try helping him. And this one seems like the obvious choice, honestly. Because he's currently not in a sort of state where it's like bringing up a topic with him will make him, like, kind of freak out or whatever. It's like, he's perfectly fine. Okay, not perfectly fine. He seems to have, like, accepted Jacques' death at this point. And now he's, like, training the bird and all. And I already offered to help him, so that I feel like that gives me a little bit of leeway with him, that he'll be more patient with me. I think. Let's try it. I'll try and get him to loosen up a bit. He's really swamped, but maybe I could do something to help.
Bingo.
That's the spirit. It might be a rough conversation, though. Why not just make it a comment? When you see an opportunity for him to go a bit easier, tell him then. That way you don't have to spend all your time with him angsting about it. That's no reason not to be excited for your date. But if John should be spending his time elsewhere, he don't understand boys at all. If you're important to him, he'll make time for you. If anything, this is a great sign. I can vouch for that one. You think?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I know. Come on, let's pick out your outfit. I stood in front of my mirror, running my hands through my bangs. There was a cowlick sticking up in front, and I couldn't get it to lay flat. John will be here any minute, and I didn't want to spend my entire date worried about my hair. So, can I ask you something? Sure, shoot. I don't see a cowlick. You like John, right? Yeah, I guess I do. Okay. But, like, why? What? I shot her a look, unsure of what she was trying to get at with this. Maya held up her hands in defense. Okay, hear me out here. I mean, the past few things you've told me about him haven't been particularly romantic, and every time you guys hang out, you seem to get stressed or worried. I just want to make sure you actually like the guy, and it's not some kind of crazy crush gone awry. I turned back to the mirror, pursing my lips. It probably did look kind of bad from the outside, especially since both John and I have been so stressed. And John did say the wrong thing a lot, which could probably be taken as actual inconsideration, like he was trying to hurt my feelings on purpose or something. But that wasn't the truth of it. John wasn't that kind of person. He just thought differently from other people. That didn't make him any less sincere or his feelings any less real. Hana?
Well...
Oh, well... But now that I thought about it, why did I like him? When I tried to think of a reason, I just got happy feelings in my stomach and images of John and Jacques together. I couldn't actually verbalize it. But Mai was waiting for my answer. He's blunt doesn't really seem like an answer. Or not a good answer, anyway. I feel like this would be a bad thing to say, so I'm just gonna... I didn't want to say something I would regret or that I didn't mean, so instead I just stuttered like an idiot. When in doubt, stammer like a moron. If I couldn't think of a reason for liking him, did that mean I didn't sincerely like him? Was this just some kind of crazy infatuation? Was I more in love with love than with him? I was content with not stating the extent of our feelings. Now really didn't seem like the time to add more to either of our plates, but maybe that was a bit calculated on my part. I wasn't even sure what the extent of my feelings were, and if that was the case for me, couldn't it be the same for him? No. Wasn't it more likely that he was trying to take advantage of me in some way, just because I was being kind to him? What are you doing, Hana? Get to the point where you just stutter and stop thinking about things. Well, if you need time to think about it, that's okay. There was a knock at the door. My savior. I quickly pocketed my phone and my wallet, then turned to Mai. We can finish this conversation when I get back, okay?
Bye-bye.
Okay, have fun! John stood in front of my door, beaming as usual, and holding... roses?
Hey!
Hey, I got these for you. Oh, wow, thank you. I took the bouquet of roses from his hand, staring into the curled blooms. I'd never gotten flowers before, and I didn't really know how to accept them. My parents owned a half flower shop, after all. I was usually the person selling the flowers, not the one getting them. I didn't own a vase, so I didn't even have anywhere to put them. 1 second. Oh, back already? Whoa, nice roses! Yeah, John brought them here for me. Putting the moves on you, eh? But I didn't know you liked roses. Yeah. Mai searched my face. You don't, do you? It's just that so many people came to my parents' store getting token roses for their partners, even yelling at my parents on Valentine's Day when there were none left because they get in trouble. There was no thought in it, so it didn't seem like a meaningful gift to me. But at least he's trying. Anyways, can you find a place to put these? Sure. Go on, get out of here. I smiled in thanks and headed back out into the hall. Okay, let's get going. Right, where are we off to today? Well, I thought a lot about it, and there's this crazy good restaurant in the mall. I made reservations for a romantic candlelit meal for 2. A candlelit dinner? For lunch? Please, John, for the love of God, don't end up somehow turning this into being about Jacques. I swear to God. John watched me eagerly, anticipating my reaction. Oh, great! It sounds like fun. He grinned broadly, pumping his arm as if he just won a game or something. I chuckled quietly to myself. Sure, so candlelit dinners at lunchtime weren't my jam, but he was still taking me out and trying to show me he cared, even if it was in the most stereotypical way possible. Maybe there wasn't as much thought in it as I would have liked, but the feeling was still there. I could go along with this. Okay, hold the phone. So what if it's quote-unquote stereotypical? What, would you rather he just never take you out to dinner? Here's the thing. Dates are stereotypical. Yes, this is a stereotypical date. But the stuff that's happening in it so far is generally stuff that is going to happen on dates anyway, like bringing you flowers or eating. So unless you would rather him just show up and drag you off to go bowling or something, then I'm pretty sure there's plenty of thought in this. That's what I told myself, but holy shit was this awkward. John and I were seated around a table in the back of a dimly lit room, partially secluded from the rest of the restaurant by plants and paper screen dividers. Partially secluded, as we were surrounded by bickering families and old people out for their usual discount lunch. It was unusually hot, and the couple to our right kept hissing barbs at each other under their breath. The wife had already threatened to divorce her husband twice. You okay? You're looking kinda pensive. Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry, I was just thinking. Thankfully, the waiter came to take our orders. I asked for water with extra ice, and the man smiled knowingly at me. Just before walking away, he produced a small dark box from within his apron. He set it in front of me and winked. With a quick glance at John, he was off. What's this? Open it up. It looked like a jewelry box. John wouldn't buy me jewelry, would he? I grabbed the cardboard lid and ever so gently lifted it up. Inside were 2 small pink flowers, shaped out of what seemed to be some kind of sugar. Oh my gosh! These are beautiful! Aren't they? I had them picked especially for you. I figured you probably never had one, considering they're so expensive. He faltered in the middle of his sentence, for once aware that what he was saying was not the best thing given the situation. Yeah, careful, John. Anyways, they're my favorites. This old man from back home used to make some every March and bring them around to all the neighbors, which is a lot easier said than done because some of the grounds were huge. He had to walk quite a ways.
Really?
Really? Why would he do all that? March was like a month of anniversaries for him. Him and his wife, him and moving into the neighborhood, him and coming to this country, all that kind of stuff. So we tried to share it by bringing a sense of community to the neighborhood. It's so cute. My neighborhood used to have communal barbecues and movie nights and stuff like that.
Really?
Really? Yeah. People would get together to help watch over each other's kids, and when there was a yard sale or someone was moving, everyone helped out. Blech. We knew what it was like to kind of be sad and tired all the time, so everyone tried to help out when they could. We were usually happier helping someone out than we were on our own. That's so sweet. He peered at the flower in the box. So you already know all about this then? I know about the feeling behind it, but I've never had this before. I'm still really excited to try some. Great! He leaned toward me, resting his chin in his palm. His eyes stared deeply into my own, watching me intently. Did he expect me to eat it now? I was hoping to eat it after the meal. Sugar on an empty stomach usually made me feel sick, but seeing his excitement, I suppressed a sigh and took the flower out of the box. Oh! The flower was half crushed by my fingers, even though I tried to pick it up gently. Careful, these things are really fragile. John, with the lightest of touches, took the flower from my hand and set it in his palm. Then he held it out to me. Here, eat it. He wanted me to eat from his hand? I'm not gonna bite. Go ahead. Blushing furiously, I leaned forward and opened my mouth. John popped the flower into my mouth. It melted immediately. It was sweet and light, almost kind of like cotton candy?
Yeah!
So you do know it! The waiter brought in our food at that moment, which was a good thing, because he blocked my completely incredulous expression from John's view. We headed back immediately after eating, John apologizing profusely for having to cut the date so short. I shrugged it off. I know you have the play and the tournament to prepare for. Thanks for taking some time off for me. You're busy enough as it is. Are you sure you're going to be able to handle everything? Yeah. Well, I have you and everyone else to help me if I need it. It should be fine. He grinned, all optimism and cheer once again. I wasn't convinced. It was a lot to do in only a few weeks, and if there was one thing I knew from projects, it was that people usually underestimated how long they took to finish. John chuckled. You know, I was so worried about today. Were you really? Oh yeah, totally. I've never been on a real date before, and I had no idea what I was supposed to be doing. Never been on a real date, huh? The generic roses, the candlelit meal, the sugar-spun flower. Suddenly it all made sense. It wasn't that John didn't know what I liked, it was that he was too concerned about what he should be doing. John had overthought our date in trying to consider my feelings. The thought was so funny that I burst out laughing right then and there.
What?
What? What's so funny? Nothing. You're just surprisingly cute. Surprisingly? Yes, surprisingly. We finally made it to my door, and as we did, I remembered the question Mai asked earlier. I said I would talk to her about it when I got back. Well, thanks for today, John. It was really fun. Wait, before you go. John dug around in his pocket. Internally, I balked. More presents? He withdrew another small black box and handed it to me. I got this for you. I took it, glancing up at him. More sugar flowers? No. Open it up and see. Hesitantly, almost wearily, I pulled open the tab on the box. John. Inside the box was the necklace I saw in the city, the amethyst strewn with a string of pearls. I remembered that it was your mom's favorite, so I figured you want one of your own. Now you can kind of be twins. I mean, it's not much, but I thought it might be nice. It was kind of like paying my respects to her, even if I'll never get to meet her. John. With trembling fingers, I clasped it around my neck. Does it look alright? Definitely. You look beautiful. Your mom would be proud. Oh god, oh no, why are you crying? Did I do something wrong? Did I overstep my bounds? Oh my god, stop crying, holy shit, please stop, what do I do? Me IRL. I pulled him into a hug, burying my face into his shoulder. Nothing. This is a good kind of crying. John patted my shoulders awkwardly. Good, I guess? I wiped my tears and stepped away from him, unable to meet his eyes. Sorry. Right. Well then, I'm going to go. Thank you so much, John. We should do this again sometime. Yeah, definitely. John skipped happily away down the hall, hardly a care in the world.
Hana.
Oh my god. I still can't get over it. Oh my god, stop crying. Holy shit, what do I do? Alright, we're gonna just end the episode now. We'll talk to you next time. I've been Max, and welcome back finally to Asagao Academy. See you next time for more stuff. Whoosh. Boom, boom.